Hello everyone, my name is Winnie and I'm the MC of the webinar today. Welcome to CHINAPLAS 2022 Applications Online Forum. The theme of today is ASEAN, Unlock the Potential of Smart Manufacturing in Plastics Industry, Opportunity, Challenge and Application in the Future. Just a quick housekeeping before we get started. First of all, for a better listening experience, you are advised to mute your microphone. If you have any questions for our speakers during the webinar, please type them in the Zoom Q&A box. Our speakers will answer them at the end. In case you encounter any internet disruption during the webinar, please try to sign in again. There will be 3 sections in today's webinar. Upcoming, we will first start with individual sharing by our keynote speakers. Today, we are much honored to have 4 guests from the industry to give us their insightful sharing. They are Mr. Vira Chronochit from Plastics Institute of Thailand, Mr. Anson Tang from iPlus 4.0 and Symbiosis Industry Company Limited, Mr. Kazuki Sasahara from Mitsui, and Mr. Ronald Zhang from Izumi. After the individual sharing, we'll have a panel discussion with our speakers and followed by a Q&A section. The first speaker of today is Mr. Vira Chronochit. Vira is currently the president of Plastics Institute of Thailand. He has been in plastics industry over 35 years and engaged in technical service, market development, sales and marketing, and product management covering resins, additives, and machine accessories with MNCs like Dow Chemical and DuPont. He currently works for Institute to drive plastics industry in Thailand through country network for overcoming environmental issues and achieving sustainability. Now we'll pass the time over to Vira.
Thank you for CHINAPLAS in holding this webinar. On behalf of Plastics Institute of Thailand, it's our pleasure in participating this webinar. Talking about ASEAN unlock the potential of smart manufacturing. And we will talk about the Thailand plastic industry. Let me start with the overview about the Thailand plastic industry. How big of the industry, how significant of the industry. Thailand have a local plastic resin production at 9.2 million metric tons. By the way, we also import 2.2 million metric tons, including all specialty and some special grade of the resin. As well as we export the resin to other countries at 5.4 million metric tons a year. Therefore, we have around 5.7 million metric tons as a local plastic production to convert it to the product from the resin. How significant of the industry? By looking at the value of the product, plastic product, and the export resin value, totally is around 1.1 trillion local currency baht, or 6.8% of our Thailand GDP. The plastic product that we produce locally mainly go to the packaging, over 41% by the volume or the quantity. Following by the construction that cover the piping and the fitting. Then electronic and electrical appliance. Following by the automotive component. And the rising star is the medical device. This 5 sections is cover around 80% of the total product, plastic product that can be produced locally. The plastic product that we produce, either the import or export by value, we have seen the impact of the COVID-19 spread out okay in the year 2018, 2019, or even okay some in the 2020. However, so far we have seen okay the increase from the year 2020 to 2021. The country that okay we import most of okay the plastic product is from okay China, from Singapore, and also from Japan. Oppositely, okay, the plastic product that we export, the significant destination is okay, United States of America and also Japan. So for the plastic product and even okay, the other industry, Thailand and also the government have seen the importance and have put okay as a national agenda that okay we want to be okay the smart manufacturing. How about okay the current situation in Thailand? When we look at okay the plastic industry, the manufacturing that okay we have totally is over 3,000 manufacturers that we have. We classify okay to small, medium, and large by the number of the employment. If the manufacturer have less than okay 50 employees, we call it okay as small. Between 50 to 200, we call it at medium. And over to 200 employees, we call as large. Small enterprise is already represent nearly 60% of the total, while the medium one is around okay, nearly 30% also. Large one just represent only 12%. So overall, we can say that okay, we have a lot of okay, small and medium enterprise or manufacturer. Thailand want to move to the smart manufacturing. Let's see okay the history about okay the Thailand industry. We start with okay the Thailand 1.0. That's been okay concentrate on the agriculture. Even right now, Thailand also call ourselves as an agricultural country. But by the way, we want to transform ourselves to the industrial one. And Thailand 2.0, we start okay with the light industry and everything that okay related to labor, since we have okay the labor incentive. From Thailand 2.0, we step up to Thailand 3.0. So okay, we move it to heavy industry and also all the advanced machine. However, our goal is that we move it to the Thailand 4.0, the creativity and innovation industry, and make us smarter through all the smart manufacturing. Currently, we can say that over 80% of our manufacturing are still in the group of the Thailand 2.0 and the Thailand 3.0. And we try to move ourselves, set up our goal as a Thailand 4.0. And we hope that it will happen soon. From the business side, that we have shown, for S, M, and also the L. We can say that right now, S and M manufacturing that represent around nearly 90%. All of them use the old technology, old machine. Just only the large manufacturing represent 12% or 11% use the new machine and the new technology. That's why the issue that we have faced when we want to move to the smart manufacturing. Because when we talk about to use IoT to connect all the machine, if the machine have the same brand, it's quite easy because the same machine, same brand, they have the same language to communicate to each other or among themselves. But whenever we have the different brand, different technology, or even different processing one, we face this problem that how we connect all of them and let them speak to each other by themselves. And that's come up that we need the technology. We need to implement all the IoT, the tool and equipment to install or fix it to the existing machine and make it digitalization. By that one, we quite believe that even the different brand, different technology, different machine, we can let them use the same language and to communicate to themselves. So this one will be increase the efficiency and the effectiveness of the production and the manufacturing. Since the government have seen this significant of the smart manufacturing, by the part of the government support, they have seen that they provide all the consulting as well as the knowledge to the manufacturing. Even share certain budget to upgrade and to leverage the capability of manufacturing. Government side as well as the manufacturing side, they have seen the other same problem. That's mean we talk about soft loan. How can they get the lower cost for investment? By the way, get the tax privilege to make them have some holiday during leveraging or upgrading their manufacturing. So to upgrade that one to smart manufacturing, we have seen both challenge and opportunity. The challenge is that we lack of knowledge. What kind of the smart technology that we should have, and the know-how, how to implement, how to utilize it. We face the limited proper equipment, and as I mentioned before, we have faced the high investment cost. And even right now, the labor also shortage. That's why we have to move from the Thailand 2.0, 3.0 to 4.0. The opportunity that we have seen is that the government and the manufacturing in Thailand have the same trend that try to transform themselves to the industry 4.0. The semi-automation and the full automation requirement in the manufacturing happen in place. The product and quality need the leverage for both domestic and the export demand. So by the challenge and opportunity, we have seen that the possibility of smart manufacturing in Thailand, it will be happening soon. I think that's all my presentation regarding the Thailand plastic industry related to smart manufacturing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vera, for sharing us the situation of plastics industry 4.0 in Thailand. If you have any questions for Vera, please type down in the Zoom Q&A box. May I please introduce our second speaker, Mr. Anston Tang. Anston is the CEO of iPlus 4.0, which is the co-organizer for CHINAPLAS concurrent event, Industry 4.0 Factory of the Future. He's also the CEO of Symbiosis Industry Company Limited. Anston is experienced in consulting role for projects related to Industry 4.0 and digital transformation. Now, he will take us to visit the Symbiosis Industry Experience Hub, which is a very special place to help find breakthrough in tackling digital transformation challenges faced by SMEs in the plastics industry. Anston, over to you.
Thank you, Winnie. Hello, everyone. My name is Anston Tan, and I'm the CEO of iPlus 4.0. Welcome to Guangdong, Jieyang. We are located in the southern part of China. This is the Sino-German Eco Metal City. We have 31,000 square meters of production facilities in this location. iPlus 4.0 is training and consultancy company. We help plastics converters to engage in digital transformation activities. Over the last 5 years, we realized that when we are speaking to owners of plastics converters, it is quite challenging for micro, small, medium company to engage in Industry 4.0 activities. This is mainly due to lack of orders, lack of talent, lack of I would say investment budget to engage in all these activities. Industry 4.0 at the end of the day is not only activities for the big boys, and it's also not to use technology to colonize capacity of small medium enterprise. We've been trying to see how we can have a breakthrough in tackling digital transformation for small medium enterprise in traditional manufacturing. In 2020, because of the pandemic, we were stuck in this city after we have done a few projects for the companies here. So we have decided to stay here and start this operation called Symbiosis Industry Experience Hub. We're now 18 months into the operation. Why do we call this place an Industry Experience Hub? Because we think that we need a venue like this to together explore new digital transformation journey for traditional manufacturing, not only to see how digitalization can improve OEE, but rather to explore new business opportunity together with plastics converters of various sizes. So let's take a look now at this Experience Hub. We have a total of 6 buildings here. This is one of the 6 buildings. Block A5. This block A5 has got a total of 6,600 square meter. This diagram pretty much explains our business model. So what we do in Symbiosis Industry, we are the industrial version of WeWork plus Uber. So we take over industrial park, we convert them into purpose-built facilities for injection molding. We encourage small micro company to move some of their molding machine into these facilities, then they can experience how technology can help them to gain efficiency in various aspects of the production chain. And together as a team, we want to see how by combining resources or crowdsource capacity, we can better attract big brand owners to place order in our production facilities. And for the medium and large company, there is no need for them to locate their machines in the park. They can stay where they are. We will upgrade their facilities and then they can be digitally connected to the manufacturing platform. This shared factory is a joint effort by various players within the plastics industry. We have got the molding machine makers such as Anger, FCS, Izumi, Teteric and Haitian. We have also invited digital players such as Huawei, Monitor ERP, China Unicom, providing us with the 5G connectivity here, and and a few others, MES and the ERP players. Not only that, there is also robotics manufacturer and system integrator that take care of the automation here as well. Today, the platform has got a total of 174 machines, and we expect to reach 400 machines by the end of this year. In this space here, we have reconstructed what we call the backyard factory, which is a lot here in China, and we think that there's also many of such factories in Southeast Asia as well. So they're typically 2 to 5 machines. Machines can be very old, and if you try to speak to owner of this size about Industry 4.0, it makes no sense for them. What is important is that how can I get more orders? How can I get better orders? What we have done here is that these 2 machines here, they are both 12-year-old, one from Haitian, one from Zhengxiong. We have now upgraded the Zhengxiong machine by changing the pump to servo motor, by changing the heating element of the injection barrel into infrared. We have also changed the entire computer to the Hongxun controller, so that now this is capable of connecting to the manufacturing platform. We will do a very clear ROI for them. When you invest in all this upgrading, what kind of better orders can you now get? And by sharing your capacity with the smart manufacturing platform, how we can better share our orders. Now we enter to the Experience Hub. This is first floor, 2,200 square meter, and we have a total of 31 molding machines here. When we say cloud source, this means that these machines are contributed either by the machine maker, this can be converters with unused capacity, or this can be the second-hand machine dealer. Now we have put all this machine here, but we have then make sure that all this machine complies to our minimum production requirement. We added our own material handling system, we added our own auto-guided vehicles, and we added our own automation. When you have a setup like this enables you to actually talk to bigger brand owners as compared to the two small machine players. So let's go to the second floor. This space here is jointly done with China Unicom, so the entire place is 5G connected. Now we have two meeting rooms here. This allows us to connect with industrial designer from Scandinavia, and also we have got some of our German experts, which is quite challenging for them to travel during this period. So they are supporting us now through the video conferencing and AR and VR technology. Over here, we sell goods. So we do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, whereby our partners, they can come here and they do the live streaming, selling their products in various online channels such as TikTok. Over here, our partners can show the end consumer how the products are produced. So at the end of the day, I think that will gain a lot of consumer confidence in our manufacturing process, that these are produced from good material, there's traceability in the entire production process, and that adds confidence to how this product can be produced. So at the end of the day, with such a manufacturing facility, this is a dream for many small micro converters, and it will take them quite a lot of effort if they should want to build one themselves. By having a shared facility like this allows them to benefit from digital factory at a fraction of a very small cost. This backdrop here is our experience in the past 18 months building these facilities. Now we feel that to have a breakthrough in tackling the challenges faced by medium, small micro company in digital transformation should be a system engineer. So over here we say that it should be comprises of industrial engineering, economic modeling, multi-skill talent, digitalization, and government services. Over here we hire two groups of people. These are technicians with experience born in 70s, 80s, and these are also very young students that we now work with the school. So they are born in 00 and these are very young age, 16, 17, 18. We are trying to implement the German dual-track education system over here in Jieyang. Why is it so difficult to actually implement such a system in traditional manufacturing in Asia? Because most of the companies, they are very small in sizes. Be careful. They are very small in sizes, and they do not have the infrastructure or the talent to do the German dual-track education system. And we also say that if the industry, by and large, is not even automated, by letting them working with the schools, how can we then train 4.0 students? So we said that if the industry is 2.0, after they work with the school, it's never possible to train 4.0 students. So there's always a gap on employability of such students. These facilities now, we have got all the 31 machines digitally connected to the platform. So in this control tower, we can basically track quite a lot of data. All the machines are connected via the OPC UA standard. So we can do predictive quality in our manufacturing process. What does this mean? This means that traditionally, maybe one technician can look after 10 machines. So when we have a technician plus a smart process monitoring software, can we then put a challenge that this technician now should look after 100 machines? We built a very simple staircase gallery to just make full use of the space here. In this wall here, we explain why the young generation doesn't want to go into manufacturing, because they have requirement on the environment, they have requirement on the salary, it cannot be too low, and plus I think they also, not like us when we were young, that they want to work long hours. So the manufacturing has to change in order to attract younger generation to come and work in the factory. And we realized that not only that the students doesn't want to work in the factory, their parents who have been working in the factory for the last 20, 30, 40 years also doesn't really like to see that their kids go and work in the factory. So we have this very awkward situation is that when factories face labor shortage, their solution is to invest in automation. But the question that we put to this converter is that if you already have problem hiring general workers, what makes you feel that you will now have the ability to hire skilled technicians? We now also use these facilities as what we call a learning factory, Injection Molding 4.0 Learning Factory. It's a training base for future workers, and we work with the local polytechnics and education institute to train future workers. Now we have now used a future environment to train future workers, making sure that the 3 years when they are in school, they can have close contact, raise their awareness. They work in the future factory environment. So here we have 3 molding machine. We use it to do scientific molding training. We have got a automation training center that we have a swing robot, articulated robot, both industrial and collaborative, and also linear robot. Recently we invested in 2 more stations that we train application of industrial robot. Over in this place is also a licensed training center by the government. So we have come to the end of the tour. I thank Excel for inviting us to share with you our experience in smart manufacturing for the plastics industry. We are only 18 months in the operation. There's still many things we can do and we will do, and we encourage more partners, either from the machine side, software side, or even the converters to join us, because I think this is one very interesting project that we are embarking on the Industry 4.0 journey together. Thank you very much, and I look forward to taking more answer and questions. Question and answer, yeah.
Thank you, Anston, for the tour and exploring the new digital transformation journey for traditional manufacturing. If you have any questions for Anston, please type down in the Zoom Q&A box. As said by Anston, he is more than willing to answer them. Now, I would like to introduce our third speaker, Mr. Kazuki Sasahara. Kazuki is the General Manager of Majui, Germany, and the head of EMEA region since 2019. He started his career as engineer in Japan and moved to Singapore in 2007 as the sales and marketing manager of Southeast Asia market till 2019. He has unique insight in smart manufacturing of plastic molding with his experiences in Japan, Southeast Asia, and Europe. Kazuki, over to you.
Thanks, Willie, to introduce me, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Before presentation, I'd like to explain about Matsui quickly. Okay, start with this slide. Matsui is Japanese family-owned company established in 1912, and the current president is the 3rd generation of Matsui family. Our yearly sales turnover is approximately $230 million regularly, and our global number of employees is approximately 1,200 to 1,300. And I'd like to add 3 key information about us. First, we are the Vice President of Association of Japanese Plastic Machineries. Second, we have a large market share in Japan, approximately 45 to 50 now, and market share in SEA, the Southeast Asia in your region, approximately 50%. And the third key information, we have a strong relationship with Japanese automotive manufacturer, especially Toyota and the group company. And the second slide shows our global network worldwide, more than 25 countries, including 7 factories in the world. 7 factories are located in Japan, 2 in China, one in Korea, one in America, and one in Thailand, and one in India. Basically, we provide our equipment to the Southeast Asian market from Thailand or China, and provide the installation after sales support provided at each country locally. Okay, let's start it. Let's get started about the main topics. Okay, first of all, let me share my idea through my activity and research about this topic since 2016. Okay, every player in the industry are saying IoT, Industry 4.0, digitalization are mandatory for our future, especially after 2016. And there are a lot of service now, technology, software, device already in the market. But the main topic is usually how to connect the machine and how to upload the data rather than the discussion of the purpose and the object at each molding process. Then they make it difficult to implement into the real production, especially for the small and medium-sized enterprises. Okay, so this slide explain about the main area for digitalization in plastic molding factory. First, production management. The second, quality control. And the third, machine maintenance. Basically, there is these three, the main area for digitalization in plastic molding factories. And each area requires the different parameters. And the information because of different objects. For example, production management require like cycle time, material consumption, shop count, quality control. This was screw position, injection pressure, motor temperature, and the machine maintenance is the motor failure, vibration, or the temperature of the heaters, blah blah blah. So these parameters have to be matched with each area. Basically, the cycle time information doesn't work for the quality control or something like this. So that's why we need to think about the target object clearly and implement the solution specifically. Then it's much easier to start and also can save a lot of the costs because of the small investment. Okay, but there is the obstruction of digitalization in the plastic molding factory. Obviously, there are huge two difficulties for implementing IoT in plastic molding industry. The first, different machinery producer, and second, new model and the old model means different each machinery manufacturer like us to provide the own software, device, and the services. And let's say the new machine is only available in order to communicate and give the data. But the old machine is not able to do. That's why there is no platformer in the industry. Now, already past 5 years after 2016. This is the real situation everywhere in the world. And how to break through this situation? Actually, external sensor is the key to success and the key to implement. The Matsui can contribute to the digitalization in plastic molding factory with this idea. The slide that shows like this. And the Matsui is focusing for the IoT service to help quality control area. Because this topic usually creates most losses and in terms of the material, manpower, time, and energy. And the QC program bring a huge headache to the manpower managers, especially for the managers of small and medium-sized enterprises, because they have multitask usually, although they are not professional for the QC issues and problems sometimes. So, okay, then we did some researches in the field, with the customers, a lot of the managers in this industry. Then, what is the critical 5 point in order to catch the changing point, or to maintain the production quality and also to prevent the defect. Basically, in the Wi-Fi, because all injection parameters are too much, actually. The basically injection molding machine give 35 to 40 parameters at every shot, and at the machine as well. But just focusing to prevent some defect. This information are too much. Then we squeeze and minimize and pick up the 5 critical points like this: injection pressures, screw position, mold temperatures, material condition, and outgas. Okay, of course, the 5 points monitoring only is much the smaller investment cost, and minimize some difficulty of technical side, to implement the IoT, compared to a lot of the information from injection molding machine and the other machines. In addition, there is no interface between injection molding machine, auxiliary machine, and the robots, depends on the target. Because data from the sensor will upload to our cloud server via Wi-Fi or mobile network directly. Okay, and this data can transfer to the cloud system to the customer directly as the text data or CSV and so on. Basically, the customers have such kind of the platform, MES and ERP. So don't need to communicate with the machine, between the machine and machine, or based on the OPCUA or SPI module bus. No, give the data to the cloud, and the cloud to the cloud is much easier way. So this is some idea for digitalization in plastic molding factory, especially for the small and the medium side of the enterprises. So if you have the further question, inquiry, visit our solution website or contact me by LinkedIn, search my name or Matsui Global. Yeah, and thank you very much for your time. I hope to start something with you soon.
Thank you, Kazuki, for introducing solutions and technology for smart manufacturing. If you have any questions for Kazuki, please type down in the Zoom Q&A box. May I now introduce the last speaker of today, Mr. Ronald Zhang. Ronald is Asia Pacific Region Sales Manager of Izumi, who is responsible for Vietnam, Indonesia, Australia, Cambodia, and Myanmar markets. With over 7 years of experience, he knows well about the industry, especially in packaging, household appliances, auto parts, and 3C. Ronald, over to you.
Thank you, Winnie. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ronald, Today, I want to share some innovative molding technology of Izumi. Before I share the technology, I want to introduce some awards to you guys. Actually, all these awards were regarded as technology. Especially in 2018, Izumi won the Forbes Asia's Best under a billion list. So why Izumi can win so many awards? Because we are not the manufacturer of injection molding machine, but also we can provide the customer solutions. The content today will be 3 parts. First one is the auto bumper automation solution. Secondly is the forming injection molding. Third will be the low pressure injection. So let's go for the first part. As you can see, this solution is based on a 3,200 tons machine. This machine integrated lots of different options. For example, the magnetic printer, KUKA robot, mold changing car, automatic drying loader, electric motor, electric magnetic heating barrel, heating and laser labeling, open frame defreshing and gate cutting. So all these solutions, we set up a very high cycle time target. The inner parting construction will be below than 58 seconds. The outer parting construction bumper will be below than 53. And the repeatability of the product rate is 3/1000. The injection end gate point is below than 0.3. So for this fast cycle time, actually we equipped with German Kohler electric pressure size, and we can make the function charging during mold open. In the clamping unit, we also optioned the automatic lift platform, providing convenience for customer mold maintenance. And we also equipped the magnetic printer for quick mold installation. So as we know, the plumber mold is a big mold. For change the mold, we also have the automatic mold changing platform. We can change the mold within 5 minutes. When we change the mold, all the water, oil, power need to change again. So we also integrated all of them to save the time on connection. This KUKA robot actually is an all-round soldier, which in charge of many missions, include gate cutting, open flash defreshing, weighting, labeling, and put the product into the conveyor. Inside the robot, we also have the EO80 robot quick change device. After we change the mold, RFID technology will read the mold ID, so all the fixtures, mold machine setting will be upgraded. Finally, all these solutions will be monitored by our Izumi Industry Internet platform. Customer can check all his factory production situation by their cell phone and the computer. The second part will be the forming technology. The first part will be the physical forming. Actually, it's a technology that injects the dose of supercritic film into the barrel. So when we injection the material into the mold cavity, it will be forming. The second part is chemical forming. It's a technology that adds a certain percentage of chemical forming agent. It is the inject into the barrel unit of injection molding machine for precise and the mixing before being injected into the mold cavity. So the advantage of the physical forming is the gas pressure will be high, and it will suitable for the parts which have higher requirement and the thin wall part. The chemical forming will have the advantage fewer change to the machine and the less investment in the equipment. So there are so many values of forming injection. The most important is reduce the product weight and make the product less wrapping and the deformation. Moreover, it can reduce the cycle time to increase the production capacity. But when we use the forming technology, it will have easy to have some problem in the product surface. Izumi already considered about it. We also have another technology to control the surface. We have the technology, the ceramic coating on the mold. After use this technology, it can improve the product surface. When we use the forming technology, actually the mold open control is important. We call this smart clamp callback technology. When the material and the forming inside the mold, we need to open the mold to make more space for the forming. So our mold open accuracy is below than 0.025 mm. We also have emote decoration applications. This is the engine cover applications. As you can see, we use the physical forming and the callback technology. And in the middle area, we also use the emote decoration of aluminum film. The other application is the door panel. This application uses the chemical forming and the callback technology. It can reduce the product weight 23%, and the cycle time is 35 seconds. Moreover, we can use this technology in more other products. For example, the dashboard of Mercedes and some AP pillar trim and the AC panels, also the leather. The third part is the low pressure injection molding. This technology is actually which begin to injection. When we begin to injection, the mold doesn't close completely. So we can use this technology to reduce the injection pressure and the clamping force. And this technology is more suitable for the products which have the large project area and the thin wall. For example, the automotive sunroofs, pillars, and the pillar trim, and the other process. There are two types of compression of this technology. The first one is synchronization technology. It's suitable for the thin wall part. The second one is the simultaneous. It's more suitable for the thin wall large part. For this technology, it will be some requirement for the molds. Below 4 kinds of mold can use in this technology. When we use this technology, the most important is control the clamping unit. So we can see our smart clamp technology again. So what we can use this technology, for example, the tight gate, deep pillar trim, and the rear side window glass. Moreover, in this Hyundai concept car, he used the PC instead of the glass. So it's more helpful for the design freedom. More applications will be used in the new energy automobile. For example, the display and the gear. With our advantage mode solutions, we have a lot of corporate partners. We can see more and more global brands select to cooperate with Izumi because most of them will have the requirement to reduce the investment. At this moment, Izumi will be one of their best choice. This is my topic today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ronald, for sharing the innovative molding technology. If you have any questions for Ronald, please type down in the Zoom Q&A box. Before we move on to the next section, we would like to invite all the audiences to spare 1 minute with us for a quick survey. After this survey, we shall start the panel discussion. We have 30 seconds left for the polling. Panel discussion shall start after this. Thank you for your time. Now we will move on to the second section, panel discussion, moderated by Anston, together with 3 panelists, Vera, Kazuki, and Ronald. Anston, over to you, please.
Thank you, Winnie. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be the moderator for this panel discussion. And it's our pleasure to have 3 very distinguished panelists from the plastics industry to join us today. Today, we'll focus on smart manufacturing, opportunity, challenge, and the future. I have some questions for our panelists, and let's begin with Kun Vera. Hello, Kun Vera. You mentioned earlier that some 80% of the manufacturer in Thailand is still in the 2.0 and 3.0 standard level. In your opinion, what this factory should do in order to reach the goal of Thailand 4.0?
Thanks, Anston. As we know that in Thailand, there are over 3,000 manufacturers in the plastic industry. And over 80% still in the 2.0 and 3.0. As per the direction of the country, we try to move it to 4.0. Most of the manufacturers that still in the 2.0 and 3.0, they need to contribute funding by themselves or get some subsidy from the government. And in fact, right now, government already have at least 2 plans or 2 programs to subsidize all the small and medium manufacturers. Just for example, the first one we call Innovation and Technology Assistance Program, or ITAP. This one, the manufacturer can approach or propose the proposal to the government party, and we get the subsidy over $12,000 per project. The other one is rely on the Ministry of Energy. So what that means, if you propose to have some energy saving project, can get either 20% subsidy or 30% subsidy. The difference is that 20% subsidy comes from any equipment or any machine that used to save energy, while 30% subsidy aimed at artificial intelligence or AI equipment. So you can propose either one to either party to get the support from the government also.
And I think with these 2 initiatives, mean, and energy cost is a big component when it comes to process manufacturing. And then, of course, with this scheme from IDEP, as you mentioned, this will encourage really many of these SME to be able to take the first step. But Thailand 4.0, I think this is a great plan, goal. In your opinion, with now over 2,500 companies in Thailand that is still in the level of 2.0, 3.0, we now engage them to take the first step. How long do you think it will take them eventually to reach Thailand 4.0?
Okay, in this way, the country and the government have a strong intention to move Thailand to 4.0. That's why this Thailand 4.0 already indicated in the 20-year national strategy. And we will start from the year 2018 to 2037. We are talking about long time, 20 years. By the way, the direction, the intention of the government is that try to move all the 2.0 to 3.0 to 4.0 within 10 years. That's why they try to create so many programs and try to educate all the manufacturers how important to shift from the old 2.0 or 3.0 to 4.0. So we have a strong direction and strong intention to move up this one.
Great. I think with clear government direction, policy in place, and under the leadership of yourself for the process industry, we wish good luck to your industry in moving towards Industry 4.0 and Thailand 4.0. Thank you very much. We now like to move on to our second panelist, Ronald. Ronald, we have a few questions for you. Today, we have most of the top OEM manufacturer that is in Thailand or have a presence in Thailand today. But we also know that most manufacturers in Thailand are actually relatively small and medium in size. They may not be able to realize smart manufacturing all at once. So what is your suggestion to these small, medium enterprises?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Anson. Yes, you're right. It's really difficult to the manufacturers become smart manufacturing all at once. As the circular of the integrated solutions, we suggest to realize it by 3 steps. Firstly, update from traditional equipment to smart equipment, because smart equipment is the foundation of smart manufacturing. Secondly, update from traditional production type to automatic production type. Based on the smart equipment, manufacturing can increase some automations and the new technology to save the labor cost and improve the efficiency. This is also one of the important proposals of smart manufacturing. Thirdly, after reaching a certain degree of automation, manufacturing can consider use the industry internet platform for the production management. Actually, there are 2 phases of the platform, such as Izumi YCMS and the YMES system. Phase 1 uses CMS system to monitor all the equipment situations by computer and the cell phone at any time, any places. Phase 2 can use MES system to connect the SAP or ERP system of the manufacturing. So they use the system instead of artificial. That is the smart manufacturing.
No, I think thank you, Ronald, for sharing with us these 3 very clear steps how manufacturers can on a step-by-step basis engage in smart manufacturing. Now, one of the selling point that we always tell converters or manufacturer is smart manufacturing will lead to cost efficiency and cost reduction in production. In your opinion, how exactly can manufacturer achieve this?
Yes, for the cost saving is a great concept issues to every manufacturer. In my opinion, there are 3 kinds of ways to save the cost. Firstly is saving the labor cost. Normally, we can do this by using automation instead of workers. Secondly, is improving the efficiency. As we know, when the same production situation, higher capacity will be lower cost. Normally, we can do this by adjusting production process or update the better equipment. Sometimes we need to consider about these two things together because most important way is adjust the production process is innovative molding technology. And sometimes innovative molding technology needs smart equipment to support. Thirdly is improving efficiency of whole production system. It needs to control by our management. IT is one of the important ways to modern management. This is the reason why Izumi invests so much to develop the industry internet platform. We have recognized its importance. We want to help our customer truly achieve Industry 4.0. Above 3 points are our suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronald. So I think with the first 3 steps that you've identified, I think every step will bring together some impact on cost, which will help manufacturers to do a step-by-step cost reduction. Thank you very much. And now we move towards our friend in France, Sasha. We have a few questions for you as well. We all know that digitalization is a long journey, and it also requires a lot of cost when it comes to digital transformation. Cost and time, they actually move in opposite manner. Do you agree to this statement?
Cost and time is opposite the factors. Sorry, I couldn't get meaning.
Okay, so the question here is that when it comes to smart manufacturing, it requires investment. Okay, and at the same time, the journey to digital transformation can be a long process. Some says that putting huge investment, do it as quickly as possible, and some says that let's take it step by step, so that we can enjoy the return of investment and then reinvest, because it's not a revolution, it's evolution. What is your opinion to this?
Understood. Yeah. Definitely. In order to success and achieve Industry 4.0 takes time. As Bill and Ronaldo says. For us, in practically the way, basically always recommend to try as a small step, and the lower cost and the short ROI period. So it spend the invest the few money, then easy to assess the result in the short period, like the 6-8 months. Then of course the customer can feel the benefit and also keep some the profit from these activities. Then they use the money for the next investment step by step. So it takes time, but I believe this is the only way to achieve Industry 4.0 in a practical way.
Yeah, very good. I think what we have learned from Sasha-san is that to embark on the digitalization transformation journey is to take small step and quick step, so that we can do this in the evolution way, make the investment small, make the project small, so that you can see what benefit you can get from all this investment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Very good.
Without any trying and the discussing in the meeting room doesn't work. Actually, try in an easy solution is everybody. It makes understand for everybody. So
always work on the low hanging fruits.
Exactly.
Good, good. I think we know that when it comes to digital transformation, it's never a one-party effort. The manufacturers, the converters alone will not be sufficient to embark on this transformation journey. In your opinion, what other parties can get involved and should be involved to make sure that we can achieve this optimum goal?
Is out of Matsui or in the plastic industry?
So, for example, we say that the converter, your customer, they themselves alone is not enough to do this by themselves. They will need support from other players within the ecosystem, like Matsui, for example. So then I think it's a more effective way for the manufacturers to achieve the Industry 4.0 goal. So in your opinion, what resources, what parties, partners, plastics companies should engage embark on this digital transformation journey?
I got a point. Yeah. Okay. Frankly speaking, the machinery makers and
like Matsui?
Sorry.
Like Matsui and Izumi.
Like Matsui, Izumi, machinery maker and plastic, the molding producers, material producer is not linked. Then Industry 4.0 or digitalization in this industry now is led by the injection molding company, looks like. But the main character should be the molders. Then all the material producer and the machinery maker should be closer to the molders, get into the factory to understand real problem in the factory, then discuss how to improve and what you have, what I have, then this kind of this is what I wanna emphasize. Have to involve the many party, which is not linked at the moment. But the ones or everybody get into the factory, but it's not not to discuss in the meeting room. Everybody, every concern who has the passion and who has a technology and who has a knowledge, get into the factory to see and understand real problem, what's happening in the production. Then after that, discuss what we can do. So to me, let's say every player in the plastic industry have to be involved. But the gather at the factory, real production is really key to drive the Industry 4.0 in this industry.
Yes, I fully agree with you. I think even in this panel discussion, I think starting with the MPO, like the association, taking the lead to organize the companies together to create awareness, representing the members of the association to speak to the government to get relevant policies and support. Because I think this is a government support policy is very important, especially for small, medium enterprise to take the first step towards smart manufacturing. Have consultants that understand the industry. Like we say, Sasashan, you mentioned about step by step, but which step should we take first? What comes first and what comes second? That is important to engage equipment manufacturer like Izumi, Matsui, and many others that has got solution in smart manufacturing in helping plastics converters to do this in a step by step. I think this is very important. And I think Excel also have come up with this team called Industry 4.0 together. This is something that we all have to achieve together. Sajo-san, I have one last question for you. You're now in France. Matsui Europe work with a company of a bigger size. They are probably in the 3.0 moving into 4.0 stage in developed countries. Many of the automation, standardization are already in place. So it's very naturally that they now move from where they are into smart manufacturing. But many of the converters plastics company in ASEAN, as what Kunvira say, they are still in the 2.0 stage. So some of them don't even have automation yet. But companies being companies, when they hear about 4.0, they want to see how they can reach there immediately. So this is quite different between companies in developed country and in developing country. What do you think is in developing country they should take into extra consideration now when they want to embark on Industry 4.0 transformation?
Okay, I know the Southeast Asian market well because I've been in Singapore 12 years and to take care of all the Southeast Asian countries. Then moved to Germany in 2019, and
this is why we asked you this question.
Yeah, to study. And what I feel, like the large company, or to produce medical, automotive, home appliance, it's already really really advanced, or to accelerate the Industry 4.0. But in terms of the SME in the Europe, so I don't think there is huge difference between them, among them. Means SME in the Asian country and or SME in the European countries. It's still not, let's say the SME in the European company that doesn't keen to implement such kinds of the technology to digitalize their factories yet. It's the same stage. Okay, then means if the SMEs in the Asian countries, the start to be keen to try and accelerate digitalization, then they still have a chance to contribute the world digitalization trend in the plastic industry over the world. Okay, and this is just idea. Let's say, for example, small precision and engineering plastic cold runner. The segment the Asia still have an advantage compared to the European countries. Okay, but because the Asian countries produce this kind of the parts and ship to the Europe. But now let's say the chip crisis, a lot of the inflation of the fuel cost, blah blah blah, and the corona, and not able to across the people, not able to across the borders between the Asia and the Europe. Then the production is slowly moved to the Europe to produce locally, but they don't have the knowledge and experience. If the Asian countries implement such kind of digitalization technologies, it means their know-how can be the big data, and the data can be utilized for the European countries.
Yes.
In the same phase, yes. SME Asian country and the SME European country, they work together. Then the molder doesn't need to set up the factory in Europe, just to provide and selling the know-how as a data. If the Asian country success to be the Industry 4.0.
Understand.
Yep.
And I think Industry 4.0 has become very clear to many plastics companies that it's no longer a choice but a must. The question is, how do we embark on this journey with the shortest possible time investment and getting the biggest success remains one of the big questions that many plastics company have today. As we say that it's no longer a choice in the connected Internet of Things, the industrial Internet of Things. Companies should stay relevant. They now have to compete in the connected industry, which things will be more transparent. Working together allow us to collaborate in a way that was never possible before, to allow us to be more responsible to the planet, to be part of green molding. Thailand, for example, under the Plastics Association, has embarked in a lot of initiative when it comes to recycling. Matsui Factor 4 also give us a lot of good solution when it comes to how we can double our production with half the resources, you see, if I remember correctly. And I think that Izumi, with their global presence, has also brought in a lot of technology from Germany, from USA, to help converters to move into automation, increasing their efficiency both through a better smart machine and their newly created smart manufacturing platform. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of this panel discussion, and I think that we have discussed many interesting topics, and we hope that it's very useful for our customer, for the attendance of this webinar. Now I will hand over the floor to Winnie, which will come to the next session that we will now take more question and answer. So over to you, Winnie. Thank you.
Thank you, Anston, Vera, Kazuki, and Ronald for the sharing. We hope that all the audiences have a more holistic view of current trends, challenges, and future opportunities for smart manufacturing. Here comes to our last section, Q&A. Last call for raising questions to our speakers. Please leave your questions in the Q&A box. I see that our audiences have raised some questions. The first question is for Anston. This is a popular question that raised by a couple of audiences. The question is, what is the typical investment cost and lead time to converting to a smart manufacturing facility? Anston, please.
This is $1 million question. I think nobody can give a fair answer to what is the investment cost and the lead time for a company to come to smart manufacturing. Company comes in different sizes, different types. We normally recommend that they do a readiness check to understand where they are, understand what is the current pain point, what should be the logical next step that they should take to embark on digitalization. And this, of course, will determine the cost. Today, there are many software service which, compared to 2-3 years ago, I think this has brought down digitalization costs quite substantially. The first step is actually to get your machine connected, collect the data, to make sure that the facility is equipped with the necessary infrastructure for you to do that. The investment cost of such an operation for a 10 machine converter, molding machine converter, can be as low as $5,000 to $6,000 US. But then the next step is, after this, how can you get the data to find where the areas of improvement are, and then embark on the second step. This is then on digitalization. And if your company is still pretty much manual in production, then we talk about lean reorganization of the production shop floor, which you should then engage a consultancy company. And there are many schemes, I understand, in Thailand as well, that the government has got the productivity organization to help companies to do this as well. And then also is to embark on automation. And this automation, of course, it depends on whether it's around the molding machine or this is automation in the warehouse and assembly area. So to answer this question, cost varies from the application you want to do. We say that get a readiness check, understand where is your status now, what is the natural next step to take the investment in smart manufacturing, what do you want to achieve, what kind of return investment can you expect? So this is my answer to this question. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Anston. And the second question is for Kazuki. The question is, compare with developed countries and developing countries. What are the difficulties do you face in constructing digitalization? Kazuki, please.
Not really. No, it's all the countries and all the company globally has the same, the difficulty and the same issues. That means again to the specify the object. Or why we need to go to the digitalization is really key. Or then the European or the Asian, the region by region, I don't think it's there is huge difference in terms of the difficulties and in terms of technology advance. So, am I correct?
Yes, should be.
Okay.
Thank you, Kazuki. And next question is for Vera. The question is, Thailand's SME are in majority. Will the government put more effort in helping these manufacturers? What are the relevant policies? Vera, please.
Thanks, Winnie. As I said, you are right, because we talk about the SME. Robberies represent over 80% of the total manufacturer. And for the government side or country side, we have seen that for the large company or large manufacturer, they can overcome all the issues by themselves. But for the SME, may be quite difficult. That's why most of the policy and the project plan that the government have just try to support this SME. As I mentioned before, certain supporting or assisting program we have run by the government side. By the way, even that one, the government side also have the SMED bank. That means this one also try to support and provide some funding for all the SME if they have quite a solid and strong intention plan or the project to approach to the government related party. So I think that the trend is that government side fully support on that one, and mainly in the funding, in the knowledge, and either that maybe some software or hardware recommendation. Just for example, regarding the knowledge, recently the government also hold the training for over 4,000 people regarding the knowledge about data and AI. I think that's a good example. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Vera. And other question for Anston. The question is, do you have any practical examples of how Symbiosis Hub helps SMEs to get better and more orders? Anston, please.
Today we have about 27 SMEs that join the network. This SME typically have quite a few machines. So and sometimes the factory doesn't conform to a lot of factory audits requirements. So one example is that there is one company that has for an international customer, and they need a place for factory audit. So what he has done now is that he has 5 machines. So he has moved 2 of the 150-ton machine into the Symbiosis Hub, joined in the network, and then we have then passed the factory audit. This order requires a total of 5 machines, of which 3 are bigger machines, 700 ton and 900 ton. We then use the spare capacity, the existing machine that we have in the hub to take this order. So this is one thing that he has, this is one case study that I can share. How what this SME has benefited from sharing capacity organized by the experience.
Got it. Thank you, Anston. Another question for Kazuki.
Okay.
And the question is, can we connect all peripheral in injection molding controller? Kazuki, please.
Okay, actually, there is some the method, to connect to give the data from the all peripheral to the injection molding machine, and Asia European has the different configurations and the interface, and but the European manufacturer and the association now try to standardize the the one interface, as you know, the OPCUA. So, but in my presentation and in my opinion, all the company doesn't know, and all the peripheral manufacturer and the injection molding machine that doesn't need to communicate each other, because the data can transfer or upload to the cloud. Then the cloud to the the kind of the customer database directly. It's a bypass injection molding machine. But most of I attended a lot of the exhibition in Europe from last September till December, and the guest exhibitor says the machine have to your machine or the peripherals have to communicate with the injection molding machine. But why? Because it looks like mandatory, but in fact, there is no reason. The purpose to get the data from the peripheral is for the production, and doesn't help some of the information. Yes, it's good to adjust some of the parameter for the injection molding machine, but most of the parameters and the data on the peripheral machines and equipment doesn't help the injection molding machine, or the parameters. So that's why, then in order to accelerate the Industry 4.0, especially for the SMEs, we should open mind in order to bypass injection molding machines and to get the data from the each machine directly. Then in order to do this, the machinery maker have to run the real program at the production. Then the SME also the verified the where the money goes out from the factory, and to stop where is the most efficient point to stop losing money. So then we can find the object and discuss key to success for the Industry 4.0. This is the point. And again, then why everybody need to talk about Industry 4.0? It's related definitely SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. So, and save the money, no one left behind, blah, blah, blah. That's why, that everybody needs to think about Industry 4.0. And now I'm using the keyword in the European customer. So SMEs drives SDGs. So the SMEs have to be the main characters, or to drive the SDGs. So thanks.
Okay, thank you for your slogan. And here's the question for Ronald. The audience asked, I am a bumper manufacturer from Thailand, and I want to ask that what's the first step for my plant to become Thailand 4.0, since there are a lot of manufacturers are still using the traditional production ways. Ronald, please.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I think different manufacturers will have their different first step, because the situations of different countries will be different. But I think the most important point should be increase the efficiency. After we increase the efficiency, our production capacity will be increased. so we can get more and more orders. So I think the orders will be the biggest driver of the manufacturing. So maybe, for example, some factories maybe just need to increase the automation, and some factories maybe need to change the new machines. But anyway, I think we should find our weakness of our factory, so we try to solve it. So after that, we can find out some way to find out the different first step for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ronald. And the next question is for Vera. The question is, what are the attitudes of the manufacturers towards Industry 4.0 in Thailand? Are they willing to culturally embrace the technologically conformant? Vera, please.
Okay, thanks, Winnie. I would say in this way that right now, not only for Thailand, but I think worldwide, we realize that in fact the Industry 4.0 is needed for all the manufacturing. And for SME in Thailand, I would say that yes, they are really or even say that eager to take this one. But we have to understand that they also have some barrier that they have to overcome. So I think that the willingness is already in place. But some of them, they may need the support, either from the government or either from themselves or even from their partner. And that's maybe the package that they have to think and maybe approach to the right party and get the support for all of that. Thanks.
Thank you, Vera, and thank you all for participating. Due to time constraint, this is the end of our Q&A section. Once again, thank you, Anston, Vera, Kazuki, and Ronald for being with us today. If you have any questions and would like to get in touch, please leave your questions and contact email in the Zoom Q&A box here. We will follow up with you soon after the webinar. Last but not least, we are excited to share with you the amazing CPS Plus e-marketplace. It is the specialized online sourcing and business matching platform serving global buyers of plastics and rubber technologies. It's powered by CHINAPLAS, the world's leading plastics and rubber exhibition, with over 35 years of history and managed by a professional team which knows the market, suppliers, and buyers. The platform encompasses full spectrum of products by over 4,000 technology makers, where you're able to connect with suppliers anytime. You also can enjoy precise and quality matching service. Now, scan the QR code and let us know your sourcing requests and enjoy the free matching service provided by us. Here, we have come to the end of this webinar. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And within the next few days, the playback of this webinar will be available on CHINAPLAS website. You're very welcome to visit our website to replay today's webinar. When you leave this webinar, please fill in a short survey for your feedback. Have a good day. See you.